Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome back to Learn English with B. And I'm B. For this moment, I'd like to share about how to write the body or main body paragraph for IELTS writing task 1, focusing on the comparative graph. For the video about an introduction and overview for comparative graph, I've shared it on the previous videos. You might check it before watching this video. Okay, now to write a body paragraph, there are several things, only a few things we need to do. And obviously, it is the planning and then organizing. Okay, for the planning, what we need to plan? The first is analyzing the data. Numbers and percentages, we need to analyze those things. And then after analyzing numbers or percentages, then we need to rank the information. Which one comes as the highest, and then the second highest, and then the third highest, probably until the last one. Then, after knowing the ranking, then we need to organize the paragraph. Meaning that before writing the body paragraph, we need to decide which information will be written for the first body paragraph and which one will be written for the second body paragraph. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now, as the example for how to write the body, I'm going to present the example based on this data. Okay, as you've seen, so the data is about the advantages and disadvantages of Bowen Island, which I also used the data for writing the introduction and also for the overview. Now we are going to use it for the body. Okay, for the example of the planning and organizing, and then the result of the first body paragraph, check this out. Okay, as you can see there, that the data consists of the disadvantages and advantages. Okay, so as you can see there, I've listed the data. Living cost with 50%, entertainment with 25%, followed by food quality and weather with 10% and 15% respectively. Okay, and then after knowing the percentages, then the next thing is ranking the data. Obviously, living cost is the highest, and then the second highest is entertainment, and then followed by weather in the third place with 15%, and then the last one is food quality. After ranking, then use the disadvantages as the first body paragraph. And here is the example, as you can see on the presentation. As you can see on the picture, so I wrote, the living cost in Bowen Island is claimed by tourists as the highest disadvantages, in which a half of tourists visiting the island argue so, whereas a quarter of which do not enjoy the entertainment. Okay, that's the first sentence of the first body. As you can see that I use the first ranking and the second one as the first sentence. However, I didn't use 50% and 25%. Instead, I used the variation of writing the percentages using a half for 50% and then a quarter for 25%. Okay, the video about how to write percentages is already available on my YouTube channel, so you might as well check it. As for the second sentence of the first body, I wrote, the third and the last things that people who visit the island dislike are the weather and the food quality, which account for 15% and 10% respectively. It is obvious that I used the third and the last one. Okay, and then as for writing the percentages, I simply wrote based on the number 15% and 10% respectively. Okay, then here from the first data you can learn that actually you can compose your paragraph based on the ranking. So the highest can be used as the first sentence, the second highest probably can be used in the second sentence, but then you can combine the first highest and the highest as the first sentence, so you can compose more complex structure, which is very necessary for writing task 1 or even task 2, and this is to support your score, especially for the grammar range and accuracy. Okay, so that is for the example for the first body paragraph. Now let's move on to the second body paragraph. Okay, and here is the result of my analysis. Check this out. Okay, you can see that. So the second body will be focusing on the advantages. As you can see, people accounts for 42, followed by scenery with 35, accommodation with 11, and culture with 12. So if you rank, it means people is in the first place, followed by scenery, and then culture, and the last one is good accommodation. And then here is the formulation of the second body. Okay, on the first sentence I wrote, besides the disadvantages, this study is also conducted to reveal the advantages of the island, which shows that the majority states that native people contribute to the highest benefit with 42%. Alright, I use besides the disadvantages to connect the previous paragraph with the current paragraph. Jadi ada penggabungnya. Jadi ada koneksinya between the first paragraph and the second paragraph. Okay, and then as you can see also that the first sentence is based on the highest, which is for the people with 42%. And then the second sentence I wrote, in the second place there is scenery, which has a considerable disparity compared to the people, accounting for just over 1/3 of the respondents. Okay, very clear that this is based on the second highest about the scenery or landscape, and then I modify the sentence using which has a considerable disparity compared to the people. Disparity means perbedaan, considerable means sedikit perbedaan, because as you can see on the data, for the people accounts for 42 and then scenery is 35, jadi perbedaannya tidak banyak. Okay, so I use considerable disparity. If the gap is quite large, kalau perbedaan cukup banyak, so we can say huge disparity. Okay, and then the next one, unlike the people and the landscape, culture and accommodation are listed on the last two places, with culture having a higher proportion than accommodation at 12% and 11% respectively. Okay, so the last sentence is based on the last two data about the advantages, and then I started my sentence using unlike the people and the landscape, because I'm showing, oh my god, motorcycle, because I'm showing the differences between the highest and the lowest. So unlike the people and the landscape. Okay, well, so those are the examples of writing the first body and the second body paragraph. Actually, it's quite simple. The first, we need to plan how to write it. So analyze the data, and then after that rank the data. After knowing the ranking, use the ranking that you've ordered into the sentence, as I've given the example before. So I use the highest for the first sentence, and then followed by the next one, and then the next one. Okay, and then to connect between one paragraph and the other paragraph, we can use what we call as linking devices. As for my example, I use besides. Okay, and then I also use unlike. Well, that is all for the discussion of how to write the body, focusing on comparative graph. Hopefully you get something, you get new insight of how to write the body paragraph. If you've got any question, you can drop the question on the comment down below, of course, and then you can also DM me to my Instagram account, which I wrote it on the description. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful time, and bye bye.